In theory, it should be the perfect way to do this is for the buys to be like, okay, who's in your 14 playoff? If you had to make 14 playoff, who are the 4 teams? Those are your buys. That's it. And then you go along the rest of the way. I think it's that simple. So if Boise State's in your top 4, cool, great. They wouldn't be in my top 4 personally for a 14 playoff. So they're not getting a bye for me. It is. It's just I don't understand. The seeding process stinks. When you go 1 through 12, you could just leave them 1 through 12 if you want to. Yeah, like it could be that simple. Like we're not like.
Well, it should be 1 through 12, but also I think the top.
But the
5
conference champs
champs
would get ahead of like an 11 or an 11 or 12 if they're if they won their So that's totally fine.
3 things you need to change to I think make this perfect. 1, change the seeding structure the way that you just said it. Do that.
Yeah.
2, reseed after each round. 3, bring back the BCS. Get rid of because the problem with the BCS was not the 2 teams that were picked. It was that it was only 2 teams.
Correct. Yes. So someone brought this up.
And for anybody who doesn't know the BCS, real quick, because a lot of people don't remember the BCS.
It's been a while.
BCS basically was just an algorithm that just said, hey, these two teams are the best teams this year, and it was an algorithm that was a combination of your wins and your your winning margin. I think didn't they have what's it, the success rate? Success rate, which is like a play to play, down to down.
I believe
how did you do? There. So it was just an algorithm, and it just spit out the 2 best teams. And there were no playoffs, and it was just those 2 best teams played each other for the championship. So I think the BCS was fine. And there's a guy out there who still has been using that formula to tell us every year what the BCS, how it would rank the top 25 teams. And it's every time you look at it, you're like, yeah, no, these top 4 teams really should be the playoff. So get rid of the playoff committee.
Yeah, we don't need
Get freaking Ward Manual out of my face.
We don't need it. We don't need that.
BCS to determine the 12.
Yeah.
Except
conference champs. Yeah.
5 conference champs, but they're just in. They're not the top 4.
Yeah, they're just in. Like again, we wouldn't have this conversation if Arizona State was just ran through the entire conference, right? Beat 4, ranked teams in their conference and was like either 12-1 or 13-0. We wouldn't be having the conversation. The problem is we know how that they played all year, and to just me look at this and going, and that's just how as soon as it came out, it's like it dawned on me. I'm like the buys should be what the 14 playoff would look like if you did a 14 playoff.